You know, literally, when we say in politics, there is no permanent enemy and permanent friends. Politics of this country is always being driven by interests. I know you will say, oh, oh. You know, the records of this country is clear. Let me give you why. When the 2022 general election came, and before that, President William Ruto stood and is on records saying that the government of 2022 was to be of mama mboga, mtu wa bodaboda, mtu wa jua kali, and serikali ya mtu wa chini. President William Ruto brought a narrative that the dynasties of Kenya have wrecked and destroyed the economy of this country. President William Ruto threw a path and a line between the normal Kenyan and the well-off Kenyans. That is now the dynasties. At so many times, President William Ruto attacked the three families: the Kenyatta's family, the Odinga's family, and the Moi's family. He brought a narrative to distract the relationship between the family of Kenyatta and Kenyans, the family of Odinga and Kenyans, the family and Moi are Kenyans. And that's what anchored the Kenyans. And he won the 2022 general elections. Thereafter, he became the president of the Republic of Kenya. And particularly now, 3 years down the line into the Kenya Kwanza government, the same president who used to say then that there is a narrative between the hustler and the dynasty is now tracing his roots and his steps to the three families, the dynasty. If you remember well, during the 2022 general elections, President William Ruto vote or fight against the Moi family. In Nakuru, specifically, or Rongai constituency to be specific, President William Ruto won and threw away the Moi's eldest son. In Baringo, President William Ruto won against Gideon Kipsiele Moi, the son of the second president of the Republic of Kenya, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. And he fought again his predecessor, Uhuru Kenyatta, a lot in Mount Kenya, that the United Democratic Alliance won so many seats against Uhuru Kenyatta Jubilee Party in Mount Kenya, with the help of his former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. Remember that particular time, Rigathi Gachagua even went and said before President Uhuru Kenyatta came into power, alienda karokota yeye akikunywa pombe, and he made him the president. That now, the same man who was his PA at that particular time, amekuwa akimushika, anamweka prison Friday, anamwachilia on Monday. Those are some of the narratives that was being driven by the Kenya Kwanza or the UDA during the 2022 general election. But this time round, the same president who vote the dynasties is now working very hard to make them friends and deliver him come 2027 elections. In this scenario, I want to give you why President William Ruto has sought to work with the so-called dynasty families. During the third reshuffle of this cabinet, or the second reshuffle of this cabinet, days before the reshuffle took place, President William Ruto visited the former head of state, Uhuru Kenyatta, at his home, Ichwaweri. And later on, the likes of Mutai Kagwe, the likes of Lee Kinyanjui came into the cabinet. Right? When President William Ruto sought the hand of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, EGH, they shook hands and came a rebirth of the broad-based government approach. Equivalent, Raila Odinga's ally were included in the reshuffle of cabinet later on. Few days ago, when there were by-election in Baringo County, President William Ruto find its way and met with his long-term political enemy brother, Gideon Kipsiele Moi. And it is on record that William Ruto and Gideon Moi would not face each other. If you recount, when even President William Ruto, then as the deputy president, wanted to see the ailing Moi at that particular time, and he was restricted from even visiting the late president. Now, things took a turn 3 weeks ago when President William Ruto actually shook hands with the Moi family. In particular, there is a looming cabinet reshuffle. There is now the fourth time President William Ruto is doing a reshuffle to accommodate the KANU allies. The upcoming reshuffle that is scheduled to happen soon is believed that Gideon Moi will be given 2 cabinet positions, 4 principal positions, and 2 ambassadorial positions. In just a nutshell, President William Ruto is now working with the very dynasties he's used them to clinch power in 2022. The 2027 election process now is no longer about the hustlers William Ruto used in the 2022 general election. Here comes another new narrative that we are consolidating and accommodating every Kenyan from the political divines to taste the national cake. And those on the top brim of the national cake are the perceived dynasty families. President William Ruto has left the majority Kenyans are now working with the dynasty families. There is a say that goes, if you can't beat them, then join them. President William Ruto, so that the promises he made to Kenyans, a number of them has not been fulfilled. And if the dynasty families join hands with Kenyans, the one-term chance will be a reality to him. So he played smart before even Kenyans realized that President William Ruto is a chess master, is now sitting and dining and whining with the so-called dynasty families in his bid to seek the re-election come 2027. And if not is not enough, or if that is not even enough, President William Ruto is now seeking a way to merge the political parties of the dynasties. I promise you, 2027 party packs will include the UDA, the Jubilee Party, the KANU Party, and the ODM Party. Those are the majority parties that contain large numbers of followers in Kenya. That now the 2027 election will be President William Ruto and the dynasties versus the hustlers, who are now being used as a bridge to power. 2027, let's watch it.